Okay, so our next session is the best practices and tactics to restructure your campaign. So if you already have some Apple searches, campaigns, Apple searches, activities, like how can you measure their performances? How can you evaluate if they are performing like the best or not? Because like if there is something that you can improve, there's always something that you can improve, because as my friends also said, there's always some more things to do in your like campaigns, because like almost every day, almost like very dynamically, there are going to be some new keywords that are going to appear, like there are going to be some new competitors that are going to appear. So this is a quite dynamic environment. So if you have like already have your Apple searches campaigns, how to evaluate their performance and how to restructure your campaign. So while restructuring your campaign, while making this analysis in your campaigns, there are some questions that you can ask to your campaigns, that you can pay attention to. For example, while analyzing your campaign structure, for example, you can ask yourself that do my campaigns have the basic brand computer generic discovery like structure? Do they have this ideal structure? Or maybe you can have your own ideal structure that is working for you as well. If it is working for you, I mean, you can go with this. But for a starter, maybe you can use this, or maybe you can restructure it if your already existing structure isn't working. And you can ask your campaigns if they have multiple storefronts or not, like if these multiple storefronts is working well. For maybe because using multiple storefronts can be sometimes like one of the storefront can work very well while the rest may not. So it is like hard to evaluate which one is performing very well. So actually we recommend to have different storefronts for each of your campaigns, and you can evaluate this in your campaigns. Like are you using like Allocation users, like re-downloads, these kind of targetings? So there are these kind of questions while analyzing your campaigns, already existing campaigns. And while you are analyzing your ad group structure, already existing ad group structure, there are also some other questions. Like for example, you can check like using some filters. For example, like on our platform, like there are some filters that you can use. Like by using these filters, you can check if there is any overlapping audience among ad groups. Because, for example, you are targeting female for one ad group, and you in another campaign you are again like targeting females, and there are some maybe duplicated keywords or something. There can be some duplication issues like this. You can check if there is something like this, because this is also going to make it hard for you to evaluate your performance, your optimizations in a healthy way. You should check this as well. And like you can say that, like, is there any ad group that should be a campaign? Because, for example, let's say that you have 4 ad groups, but one of them is consuming all the budget of your campaign, and the rest of these ad groups can't spend. So maybe you should take this ad group and open another campaign for this, and allocate another budget for this ad group. There can be some overperforming ad groups like this. You can analyze this as well. So let's keep it short. There, like are they using broad and exact under the same? And this is also a very important point. And like we are seeing it in our health checks as well. Like very frequently we see this issue. Like you shouldn't use broad and exact match keywords under the same ad group. You should definitely separate these different like match types, and like which ad groups are searching, like using search match on. These are the things that you can evaluate in your ad group level. And while checking your keywords, while analyzing your own keywords, for example, you can check if like for the same storefront, are they bidding the same keyword? Again, this was something that I just mentioned. For example, you can, for the same targeting, for the same storefront, you may have some like exactly the same keywords in different campaigns. And like the same keyword is winning the auction in one campaign, and like in the other time it is winning the auction in the other campaign. So this is also making it hard to optimize your campaigns. So you can check these duplication issues. And like, are there any idle keywords due to negative keyword? Because like, let's say that you added your negative keywords, and these keywords are also in your campaigns. So this is going to be, you can spend for a keyword that is in your negative keywords. So this is something that you can also check. And And like you can also check like if there is any brand keyword that is called in the search term layer, that like search match on ad group code in the search term layer. You can also check this kind of stuff while checking your keyword structure. And okay, so about the budget allocation, you can check like how much or what percent of their allocated budget is spent for each campaign. So for example, you can like there can be some campaigns that are like hitting the cap. So maybe this campaign is performing very well, but since you allocated a small budget for this campaign, it can't spend. Maybe you can increase your spending for this campaign, and it can be quite profitable for you. But since you have a daily cap, for like a monthly cap or something, this campaign can't spend. So you should check your like budget cap at this point. Like for example, how much of their allocated budget is spent by the top keyword for each campaign. Also, like as I said previously, there are some no, I didn't say this. Okay, this is going to be new. So there are some keywords under each, not each, but like this is something quite frequent we see as well. Like in some of the ad groups, there are like 1 or 2 keywords that are again consuming all the budget, and they can't allow the rest of the keywords to spend to spend, and it is, you know, like hindering the other keywords spending capabilities. So maybe you should check these top spender keywords under your like campaigns, ad groups while allocating your budget. You can maybe choose to increase your budget to be able to allow the rest of the keywords to, you know, spend more. So okay, again, to keep it short, I'm not going to touch on all these questions here, but I mean, you can ask this to your, like when you are analyzing your budget allocation. And about the performance and optimization, we can check like what is the bidding strategy for different campaign types. Like for example, you can actually like each and every keyword have their own individual bid for this keyword to spend in a profitable way, and this depends on this changes from app to app, from category to category. There is nothing set in stone. You can check your bidding strategy for all these, for all your storefronts and for all your campaigns. So this is something that you should definitely keep in mind while making your optimization. Like, can we see any correlation between their bidding strategy and CPA? Like you can check if my CPA, cost per acquisition, is quite high. Maybe I should decrease the bids of these keywords because they are expensive for me. So you can also analyze your CPAs at this point. Like you can like consider your LAT on users, if you have some targetings or not, like overperforming, underperforming keywords that I just mentioned here, while like optimizing your performance, like campaigns, your ad groups. These are the questions that you can ask